Thank you, everyone. Come take your seats. Now, just as a reminder about how tonight will run, we have 7 startups who'll be pitching for you. The startups have been instructed that they have 5 minutes and 5 minutes only. I will cut you off, founders, when that 5-minute bell rings. So please be conscious of your timing. We'll then go to 2 to 3 minutes of judges' questions. So for our startup founders, just keeping in mind that you'll have your clicker in your hand. You'll see up the back we have Shani, who will wave the 1-minute sign when you've got 1 minute. So start wrapping up then. That's a good indication, okay? And like I said, I will cut you off, so don't be offended. Everyone gets the same treatment. And then we'll go to our panel of judges. So I'd like to welcome our first startup for this evening, who is EaziTrip. And EaziTrip is a travel app helping tourists to discover and explore local, authentic and unique experiences through the power of augmented reality. So EaziTrip, come on up.
Hi everyone, my name is Bowie. I'm the co-founder of EaziTrip. So 3 years ago, I first came to Australia to travel. And before my trip, I was thinking Australia is so beautiful, I will have a very simple, relaxed and fun trip. But then, when I first arrived, I was so overwhelmed by a lot of the signs in English and Australian slang that I don't know a lot of things around me. And it's just quite difficult to find a good restaurant. And so, and just like Ariel saying that it's difficult to get a pizza as well, to order a margarita. And just to put into context for the English speakers, it will look like that for you if you go to China or India or some other countries that English is not the first language. And it's actually not just my experience. For example, like the judges mentioned, a lot of my friends and families, they're all experiencing this. And what they do right now, they need to download a bunch of apps. For example, maps and translations, reviews, and like especially for the Chinese travelers and my friends, that they need to download at least 4 to 5 apps to complete the whole trip. And especially Google Maps and Facebook, they're all banned in China, so it's making it even more difficult. And they can't eat and shop and have fun like a local. Then I was thinking of, why can't we just have an app that you just hold up the camera, you can look around and all the information around you can see in real time in your language. And that's how we came up with the idea of EaziTrip. EaziTrip is a travel app that uses augmented reality for the travelers to discover and explore all the local, authentic, unique experiences when they travel. So it's quite easy to use. You can see that, or just open the camera on the app, look around, and all the information of the shops, restaurants, attractions you can see in real time in your language. And we also provide detailed information. You can order, like you can book a table on the app, navigation, personalized recommendations, special deals, and also the other travelers near you and events as well. So that means you can save time and money. It's really fun, intuitive, really easy to use, and you want to use it. And you can travel with local information that is real time at your location in your language. And that also means that you never miss out anything near you. So our primary market is the Chinese market. It's the largest and most lucrative market in tourism. So, this screen is not working. So there were already 1.4 million Chinese tourists here last year. They're spending $11.5 billion. And you look at the growth numbers, it's massive. It's more than 100% growth in the next 8 years. And globally speaking, this is even 100 times in Australia. So the market is really attractive. And our revenue model is quite simple. It's totally free for the travelers and the venues to join on board. And we also offer a $50 per month subscription model for the venues. So starting from the Chinese market in Australia, we have the ambition to grow globally. Right now, we are quite new, but we already launched our beta version, and we already have 1,000 venues information available on the platform, and it's already working in Australia and New Zealand. And these are our supporting network, including the HHQ. So we can't do this with our dedicated team. Personally, I have been a strategy consultant. I work with a lot of big brands in Australia, like McDonald's and the Star Casino, and I have experience in China marketing and media. And our CTO co-founder, really brilliant developer, experience in AR and blockchain. And we also have other people like Pratik helping us and who is experienced in the data science as well. So in the future of tourism, there's so many trends, and you can see that there's more and more people traveling globally. And with the 5G rolling out, that it actually helps us to enable us to fully utilize the potential of augmented reality technology and experience experience trumps everything, especially in the tourism. People like the really fun and unique experience, and we are here to help, and the market is ready for us. And our mission, we want to make the global tourism accessible, authentic, and fun. So right now, we are looking for venue partners and travelers, and I know quite a lot of you in the international student community as well, so we really like to talk with you more later on. And then we hope to get more sign up as well. So if you're international travel students or travelers, you like travel, you can sign up or scan the QR code or find us at www.eazitrip.com. And thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Bowie. So, judges, we have 2 to 3 minutes of questions.
Hello, Bowie.
Hello.
Nice to see you again. I'm just wondering the data. How much data that they require? Because a lot of overseas people, they are like either roaming or they have the local SIM. Like to use your app, how much data are they going to require? Like the speed of downloading the image, and
Yeah, that's interesting point. So we have several more. One is just normal, like simple information, and then we also provide more like pictures as well. But it's quite similar, or even less than a Google Map, because Google actually drag a lot of data. So yeah, right now it's actually compared to other normal apps, it's not like more than them. Yeah.
Just a quick one. What about the content? Is that
Yeah.
manually input by your team, or are you working with AI?
So that's interesting. So we have a lot. We partner with quite a lot of platforms, and we have a lot of APIs. So right now we have the restaurants, shops, attractions, like the layers of the information, and we also partnering with some other platforms to drag in the special deals near your area. Yeah. So that's through partnership, which is a bit easier. But also, actually, we talk to the venues ourselves to get exclusive information as well.
Just a quick question. Have you thought about adding some transport information? Because that would be very useful for the tourists.
Yeah, that's actually a critical point. That because for me, like, or people, my family go onto buses or English signs, it's quite difficult for them to actually travel. And we're thinking to bring that in, and our CTO is thinking, like, he already found a way to do it, and we are bringing that level in our app in our future updates.
Hi, just a quick question, because I just searched it on Apple Store, I couldn't find it. So
yes.
is it an app
Yes.
or is it a mini program from WeChat or somewhere else?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, we just launched our beta version. So it's through a private invitation link. So if you guys want to try it out, you can go to our website and sign up, and then we will send you a special link that you can download. But we are not public on the App Store right now because we try to test it before we launch. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I'd now like to welcome Overswap. Overswap are an application built to solve the problem of paying an excessive amount of money for overweight baggage. I've experienced that myself. So Overswap, can we get you to the stage, please?
I want you to meet my friend Lucy. Lucy is an international student who constantly goes back to Korea to visit her family. When packing her luggage, Lucy can never decide which clothes to pack, so she decided to pack her entire wardrobe. But being the late person she is, Lucy never has time to check in her luggage. When she gets to the gate, she finds out that she has to pay $60 because her luggage is just 2 kilos overweight. But being a poor uni student, Lucy cannot afford this option, nor does she have enough mileage points. But also, she doesn't want to throw away her favorite clothes. Lucy starts to panic and starts to wonder if there's any other way she could do to lighten her load. Lucy isn't alone. According to my survey, there's 40% of the people constantly worry about their baggage going overweight, just like Lucy. I have been Lucy. We all know a Lucy. At least one of you in this room has been Lucy. Airline companies capitalize on Lucy's struggle, our struggle. They make $28 billion in baggage fees. What a number. But what if we could provide a solution to all those Lucys out there? Introducing Overswap, traveling easier, lighter, and cheaper. What Overswap does is it connects people with space in their own luggage and people who need space, who's going on the same flight. So all you need to do is simply click on the app, either sign up or log in, select whether you're buying or selling, find your flight, and then wait to be connected. Our current target market is the Australian domestic market, which has lower security risk. Later on, expanding to the US and China domestic market, and to the global market, which has a market size up onto 28 billion. And we know we can get there because we are unique in what we do. Overswap combines affordability and convenience, and no one else is doing that. You can either pre-buy luggage space, ship your excess baggage, or even use your mileage points. But for someone like Lucy, who gets to the airport and needs that last-minute luggage space, there is no cheaper alternative. So to make this a cheap option, we would like to offer a pricing of $5 per kilo. In terms of Overswap making a revenue, we would like to take 30% of what the buyers are making. To market our app to buyers and sellers, we would like to use promotion codes and also provide a free Wi-Fi network service at the airport. After testing our MVP to a few potential users at the Sydney airport, we got a rapid growing number of users, up onto 136 users so far. If we get some funding to proceed our idea further, we got the right team to pull it off. My name is Haley, and with Sonia, we grow and develop our idea, with Long actually bringing our idea into reality, and Jessica to back up our entire design. We are creative, passionate, and also technical. Join our community to make traveling easier, lighter, and cheaper. Thank you.
Jessica's question.
So, just to confirm, is it physically transferring baggage from one person to another?
Yes, it connects people who have space in their own luggage and people who need space who's has overweighted luggage.
And so the issue of security, I know I have experienced this problem 1,000,001 times before, which I think makes an amazing problem to address. But I also have experienced the question probably the same number of times. Have you packed your own bag? Did you accept anything from someone while you're packing or before boarding the flight? Do you have any ideas around how to potentially address the security risks?
So good question. So we thought about the security issue as our biggest risk. So that's why we're targeting the domestic market first. Currently targeting the Australian domestic market since we're here. So what we're trying to do is the Australian domestic market has lower security risk because there's a system, because we mainly target carry-on bags. So how it works, it has a security gate, and they have a gap in between the gates where they actually weigh the baggage. So we're trying to pass the security gates and then exchange the luggage that they're trying to trade in between the gap before they actually weigh the baggage. So they passed the security gate already, so there's no problem of security, either like smuggling drugs or any like potential bombs or anything dangerous. So yeah, that's our current solution.
Thanks. Interesting model, and it's great. You said all these peer-to-peer sort of networks. But you're seeking $10,000 in. That wouldn't go very far in terms of marketing or advertising. It's sort of question one, and then sort of linked to that about the go-to-market. Surely there are, and I declare a bit of interest. I used to be an aviation consultant. There's a lot of vested interests in the airlines in not making this work. In the auxiliary revenue streams from baggage is kind of 27% of Qantas's revenue. So have you thought about partnering with airlines rather than sort of competing against them?
We actually consider partnering with them, but the problem is, as you mentioned before, like it's a big part of the industry. So if we partner with them, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, sorry.
One thing for you, if you're trying to raise $25,000, you can apply for a New South Wales grant and they give you an extra 25. So that's one good thing for you here. Don't try to raise just 10, raise more than what you need. And the second thing I was going to ask, have you thought about upselling insurance? Let's say the guy just, gets out of in front of you and then, I don't know, it just could be a couple of, pants or just a pair of shoes, but have you thought about insurance?
Oh,
For the
yeah,
matter of someone taking away your, whatever you, yeah.
we actually thought about insurance for it. Because we are like an early stage of startup, we would like to start it just like physically trading our luggage first. And then later on, if we have like more users and customers actually using this product, that means like our idea is working and there's like more potential users that's trying to work this, then we'll like try to bring our insurance and like grow our idea further, making the business more grow and like, yeah.
Thank you so much. So next up is Kintel, who is a diverse peer-to-peer global network for desktops and smartphones for people to exchange knowledge.
Hello everyone, my name is James, co-founder of Kintel, a new way of getting independent advice. The problem Kintel solves is that when you have a complex question, it's usually very hard to find a personalized, in-depth answer. For example, a complex question for an international student, new migrant to Australia, is with my background in my home country, how the hell I get my career going in the next 10 years here in Australia? You usually go to Google or YouTube and end up wasting a lot of time there because the answers in there, they're mostly generic. Then you realize that you need to talk to someone. So you jump on LinkedIn, but that is also full of friction. So essentially, there is no efficient channel for finding reliable advice. Our solution is a peer-to-peer app that connects people looking for advice with those qualified to give it by a paid or pro bono video chat. How it works: you search for an advisor, you book them, we process the payment, you go into video chat, and rating and review follows. We make money by charging a percentage on paid transactions. In terms of competition, we are defining a new category. There are some companies in this space, such as Clarity.fm or GLG. However, our solution is significantly more advanced because of our fully integrated peer-to-peer paid video chat. Kintel was founded early last year, and we are beta launching in Australia in a few weeks. So yay. Along the way, while we were building our MVP, we have onboarded more than 1,300 passionate users, and we are launching globally early next year. Kintel has multiple channels to market. For example, we have a team of ambassadors who have helped us to scale the supply side of our marketplace. Also, we have built lots of viral loops into the design of the platform, such as giving credit to a user if they invite others. We're a diverse team of 9 with 7 full-timers here in Sydney. The founders are husband and wife, and both PhD graduates from UNSW. Yeah. Prior to Kintel, I was a data scientist at Qantas, and Jane, my co-founder there, she has been in executive training at AGSM Business School of UNSW. Chris, our head of design, has been head of design for rebranding of Spotify. Also, we've got a strong dev and digital marketing team in-house. Would love to work with you if you have a boutique consulting firm or you're a conference organizer. For example, the speaker at your conference could share their Kintel profile with the audience, such as the panel we have here, and later on, the audience could book them on Kintel without any headache or friction for one-to-one Kintel chat. We'd also love to invite everyone here to sign up on Kintel because we believe this product fits this audience. Signing up on Kintel is free, and it only takes 60 seconds if you have a photo handy on your mobile. If you liked it, come and talk to us. Thank you.
Judges, questions?
Hello, James. I have one for you. How do you get all the top consultants who are really good onto your platform, and what are your selecting criteria? How do you make sure that they are legit? Yeah.
Good question. So a few points to answer that. The first one is Kintel is the knowledge network, and we don't call ourselves the expert network. So therefore, Kintel is a knowledge sharing platform. So everyone is welcome to become an advisor on Kintel. However, to become an advisor, you need to receive an invite from an existing advisor to approve you. So it's a decentralized way to vet the advisors. We don't sit on the bottleneck and approving every single advisor. And therefore, the ultimate measure to measure the quality of an advisor is the rating and reviews that will follow after the booking. So that eventually will take care of all the quality issues. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, again, I love the idea. Two-sided marketplaces are very hard if you don't have a sort of bottomless pit of money. So normally you have to choose whether you're going to prime the supply or the demand side. Which side would you prime if you were given $100,000?
Yeah, good question. The short answer is supply side. The reason is, as you said, marketplaces, they're tricky. Two-sided marketplaces are tricky because you have to always push one side a notch up. But in Kintel, you can imagine the similarities along Airbnb model, where the host could be also the guest. You're a host in Sydney, but when you go to New York, you become a guest, and then you host here again. So here on Kintel, the advisor is also a customer because of the diversity of the platform. So in Kintel, you could find people that are advising on how to swim at Olympics level, but you also have a 19-year-old who's teaching you casual chess because he has won multiple awards during high school. So every advisor, because of the diversity nature of the platform, will be also a learner that will book someone to learn from them. And therefore, if we have more advisors, because of diversity, eventually it becomes a self-sustained system. Thank you. Don't forget to sign up.
Next up, we have 9Cloud, who are a software that lets users design workflows easily with drag and drop and also automation. Nope, you're up now.
It's okay. Can everyone hear me fine without the mic? Because I have a really loud voice and everyone just gets deaf. All right, sure. I'll try my best. Let me go just check. Cool. All right. So Elon Musk just recently announced that people can now start adding customizable horn sounds to their cars. This means now drivers can now add goat sounds to their Teslas. What an era that we live in, right? iPhones now have 3 cameras. You now have AR traveling apps, yet businesses are still using Excel spreadsheets at work. Hi, my name is Javian, and I'm one of the co-founders of NineCloud. And I'm here today to talk about how we're currently helping organizations save hundreds of hours on admin work each and every week, and how we're redefining the meaning of work itself. So, NineCloud is a workflow software that not only lets businesses design workflows easily with drag and drop, but also automate the entire workflows itself. The automation industry now is at $11 billion, and its growth since the last few years has been quite amazing. Every year, companies are investing more and more into automation, and it's no longer something that a business nowadays can just simply ignore. But what exactly is automation, and why is everyone trying to automate everything? Is automation AI? It could be, but more so, it's simply the ability for us to pass on those boring, repetitive tasks to the computers, so that we as humans have more time to spend on the tasks that truly deserve our infinitely superior intellect. I want to take everyone through a case study of the organization that has been backing us through our journey and how we've helped them grow into a thriving business they are today. So IWS is a payroll outsourcing company, which means that they basically take care of payroll and bookkeeping for other businesses. Now, the only way that they could grow and keep up with their client needs was to start to rely on color-coded spreadsheets and poorly configured ticketing systems. 12 months down the track, we've actually helped them cut down tens of thousands of hours from manual processes, and they're now the biggest provider in Australia for outsourced payroll to franchises. So how did we do it? Through our no-code drag-and-drop studio, any person, whether consultant or developer, can just jump right in and start making a change for their organization straight away. Start digitizing all their entire documents into forms that can collect information the same way you can on something like Google Forms. Build workflows with logic and checkpoints in a matter of hours rather than weeks, and feed all that data into the software and services that you already love and know. Finally, get amazing insight into your data through admin dashboards with powerful functions built by yourself. That's right. Drag and drop your requirements to create business apps without writing a single line of code. Create user apps with geolocation, offline capabilities, user accounts, admin apps with graphs, reports, intuitive data manipulation so that you're always looking at the most relevant data. Mix and match to really create your perfect solution. Now, I want everyone to really understand the current gap in this market. Large corporations have access to ERPs. So for the people who don't know what an ERP is, it's basically a manager on steroids that lives inside your computer that is probably also on steroids. For the smaller businesses, they have access to really, really specific apps, such as invoicing for tradies. Now, the middle businesses really lack a solution that can both cater to their wider needs, yet still fit within their budget. NineCloud fills in this gap by providing the necessary tools to transform concepts into real automated workflows. Now, I believe our conference so far has been quite amazing. We've started this entire journey backed by an enterprise client, and we're currently very close into securing a couple more pilot programs to validate our product even further. Now, my co-founder and I both come from software engineering backgrounds, and we have completely bootstrapped the existing product to date, which is something that we're incredibly proud of. At the moment, we're trying to raise $500K to really grow a killer sales and marketing team to help it expand to the next level. Definitely, we're really keen to start showing off our product, so please come schedule a demo with me if you think that your workplace also deserves meaningful transformation. Thank you.
Judges.
I think it's a great concept. My question for you is, do you have anything sort of like a template ready? Because
Yes.
even though automation is to help the company, for example, if I want to jump in there and I want to, let's say, just get a timesheet from an employee or want to do something like that, I would like to see something like timesheet, click, make the whole thing ready. Yep, let's test it. Do you have that already?
Yes, so what we're doing is for every successful case study that we go through, we curate that process into one of our templates. So for every organization, for every client that we have, it's basically another additional template that other businesses can then now use.
And how do you charge?
So we currently charge through a combination of professional services and a subscription fee for the software itself.
So basically, right now, like a customer design client base right now, like you for your each case study, you're looking forward what they really need in the business, and you design the thing for them, and then like use it to increase your product for other business in the future. Am I understanding right?
Yes. So, for example, currently we're engaging with a construction company, and we're now looking at providing them with a payroll solution. For example, timesheets. So, our process is to formulate those exact workflows into templates that other similar businesses might be able to use as well.
So another question, what is the background of the two founders? You're international students, or where do you come from, and why can this go global?
So I'm Chinese, so I came here during high school. The reason why it can go global because everybody now hates work, and especially when your work is just full of spreadsheets and boring admin work, and you're just copy and pasting Excel cells everywhere. I believe that we can really make a change to how people look at work and really bring more imagination to the workplace itself. Thanks, everyone.
All right, we've now got Block 42, which is a 3D animation tool, easy for beginners to start their design journey. So Block 42.
Disney animation like The Lion King, Frozen, Toy Story makes billions of dollars each. However, it takes 700 professionals 3 years to make each of them. These days, people use Canva for graphic designs. Imagine you can make 3D animation by using Block 42. Block 42 is the easiest 3D animation tool to learn, to use, and to teach. This is real example just happened yesterday. We ran a workshop at Chatswood Library. A year 6 kid spent 10 minutes to learn how to use Block 42 and spent another hour to create this short. We were amazed from scratch. These are some other works done by year 9 to year 12 students. It only took them 1 semester to learn and to put everything together. We also had some school teachers and educators who pilot with us in this program to develop tutorials for professional training purpose. This is one of the teachers from a Catholic school develop a rocket station for their STEAM classes. And this has been used in digital design and creative arts in some other private schools. And we can export to 3D printing format as well. This is the rocket we made, that was made by the teacher. And this is one of the tutorials made by creative arts teacher at Trinity Grammar School to show their kids how to make a turtle, how to put skeleton into turtle to animate it. It only takes 5 minutes to make this happen. And if you stick a ton to the turtle, make it jump higher, make the tongue stick out. You can be as creative as you can, as an adult and as a kid. And you can also produce high quality movies like Disneyland. Our 3D animation tool is the best for visualization, rapid prototyping, and storytelling. In one term, we had 1 school to 10 schools to now we are in touch with Department of Education, New South Wales, which will potentially open 2,200 schools in New South Wales. And amongst 500 students trial, we have 400 sign-ups. Our business stream comes from 2. First is the subscription, and the second is professional training that we produce for the teachers. At the moment, it is 3D for kids, but in the short term, it will become 3D for everyone. This is the team. We have 3 former international students. Brian, CEO, he has a very strong multimedia background. He used to work at ABC, Animal Logic for Hollywood animation, and he also worked in Silicon Valley. Myself had a business degree and worked in the funds management industry. We've also got Richard, who is a very experienced software engineer. The product team developed in the past has 10 to 20K organic growth per day download. And one of the product, which is called Projection, developed by the team, is recently on Apple Arcade. We get very good advice from our advisory board, including the studio in Western Sydney, and also Terry. We're looking for strategic investors who can give us $1 million. If it is not easy in the Australian market, we're happy to be connected to anyone over the world because we want to expand. And we're currently running a 3D competition which will showcase at the Sydney Opera House in February next year. So if you know anyone who is interested in sponsoring us or partnering us, please come and talk to me.
I guess it's a very good idea. I like it. I guess my question is, will you be targeting at a 2B market or a 2C market? So you mentioned you target at schools, but will you be looking at individual market as well?
Yes, so we're running 2B, 2C, and 2C model parallelly. The reason why we do that is because with parents paying for students to use software like this, they want to get something out of it, either certificate, either a recognition. So school builds very good portfolio in that, in that, I suppose, area. And we look at mathematics model. So that's what they did as well. They run between schools as well as individuals. Individuals brings people to speak to schools and say, you've got 10, 50 students sign up on a platform, so your school should sign up. And when you get 10 schools on board, it's easy to get parents to sign up as well. So this is how we run our business.
Just ask, can you elaborate a bit more on animation for everybody? So I'm thinking this is for the school, like students. What about all the other big business? If, for example, if I want to promote my business, I want to have a video production, like animation.
Yeah.
What's your plan for that?
Yes, that's exactly what we want to do because it's so easy to learn to use. We have in-app tutorials for everyone to learn. So anyone get onto that is a content creator in the platform. So they can do it. That's one way. The second way is just like your example. We have spoken to Western Sydney Metropolis program. So the culture developer managers there, they actually want to get their 3D designers, designers who doesn't have any 3D experience in the past to use our software so that they can actually do some designs for the airport area. And for, Western Sydney smart city development, what they have encountered the difficulties is that when they go to talk and speak to the councils, they don't have anything they don't have anything on hand to show them. But this is the perfect visualization tool for them if they can quickly build buildings and trains, autonomous vehicles. And then they can show them this is really quick. That's how they save their development cost and get the ideas, get audience engagement. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Next up, we have Starlight Medical, who are providing total solutions in the first aid industry.
Hi, hello everyone. Just introduce my project, which is called Starlight Medical. Before started, I'll just give you a brief introduction about the Sunjoy ambulance. Well, Sunjoy ambulance was created by British people 150 years ago. They provide total solutions for first aid industrial, including the first aid kits and the training courses. So in the past 150 years, Sunjoy ambulance was brought to the other countries in the world, like in the Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Hong Kong, but no mainland China. So my business, our company will do the first aid total solutions in the Chinese market. So here, just to give you a brief introduction about what's going on in China. Last year, back to China, and we did a survey about the first aid markets in there. We found there are a lot of Chinese people, they don't know how to do first aid when they are in an emergency. So the figure is 99%. That's amazing. So followed by that, we just did a survey about the first aid kits in their working places. And the way my team, we worked through more than 100 offices and working places in different cities, but we didn't find any first aid kits in their offices standby. Followed by that, we try to find this one in China, because this one is AED. You can find that in Australia. It's very common in train stations, universities, public schools, libraries, anywhere you can find it, shopping centers. But when I back to China, I try to find that. I just found that in the Shanghai metro stations, Beijing international airports. That's it. And there are another serious problem, which is long waiting time for ambulance services in China. So we did the calculations in the urban area. In the Beijing and the Shanghai, it takes 30 minutes waiting for the ambulances. And amazing is that there's no ambulances in the China countryside. So think about it. More than 99% of Chinese people, they don't know how to do first aid and a long waiting time for ambulance services. So we can say China is behind the other advanced economy in the first aid industry. So let's think how to tackle these problems. Our company will do it first. We will sell the first aid kits to their offices. We also will provide the training courses to them. And at the same time, we will build a first aid handbook application, which allows most of Chinese people are able to access the first aid knowledge through their pocket. And there is another important part, it's 5G. So let's talk about the 5G. In the 5G, we will do the connections with all your family medical devices. Because in the 5G generation, everything will be connected to the internet, even your health conditions. So this image is from our website. We'll connect your blood pressure meters, blood sugar meters, and smart watches. The smart watches now can do the ECG for you. And so the reason why we do that, because in the 5G generation, we are going to create a medical history for you and your families. Ask you and your families stay with us. Let's talk about what we have got at this stage. We have got a website. We listed all the services here. And we also get Apple Demo, MVP. This is just with the basic functions. We list the different categories. People just type in. They will find the simple instructions to follow when they are in the emergency. I know that's not very enough. because we have realized the management risk is a very big risk. So we connected with the Sun Joint Ambulance in Australia. We will buy the products and the management and experience from the Sun Joint Ambulance in Australia. So for all the business, we always should think big, but start small. At the first stage, our company just will sell the first aid kits in their working places. And at the same time, we will just push our application. We just want to occupy a small section in your mobile screen. By upgrading this application, we can provide the more services and make profits. Our vision is that we will provide the total solutions to the Chinese market. Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Questions?
I've got just one to begin with, I guess. Do you, which I don't know, and that's what I'm going to ask, do you already have 5G in the countryside of China?
They are building the 5G in the cities, but they are, I think they are developing the 5G in the countryside.
So would that be a problem for you? Like, while they don't really have the 5G connection there,
yeah,
would that
sorry. Actually, now it's 4G. Our app can connect all the medical devices now. I'll just give you a background of what will happen in the 5G generation. Because currently, many of medical devices haven't connected with the internet. But in the 5G generation, like the thermometers, all the blood meters will be connected. So all the blood meters will be replaced with the Bluetooth or Wi-Fi.
Interesting. So from what I understand, and you would probably know better than I would, but St. John's Ambulance's biggest market now is New Zealand because all the...
they take over all ambulance services in New Zealand.
Because the ambulance services are private there, and in other parts, as governments have gone into providing ambulance services, they've had to shrink back. Yep. So in China, ambulances are provided at provincial level. So how would you do that?
That's too much because this is a long story. In China, some cities got the ambulance run by city council, and some ambulance was belong to the hospitals. Some ambulance belong to the black market. yeah. So because you can see in Queensland, you can see the Queensland ambulance or the New South Wales ambulance. You kind of see like the Princess Alexandra Hospital ambulance. You can't see that, but in China there are miles. There's a lot of ambulances there, and yeah, even the black ambulance.
Hi. So because my family do have some like the hospital industry background in China, so I'd like to ask you, have you concerned about this with the blood bank?
Blood bank?
Yeah. Because to me, like also ambulance things like you mentioned, ambulance being owned by different organizations in China. I haven't heard about the black market things in my own. Thanks for teaching me. So like I do remember there is some ambulance owned by the blood bank, and also they are pretty much on the type of the first aid stage. Maybe you like to touch because like someone like is in the emergency and they doesn't have the blood there, which is perhaps like they wanted to know which hospital I'm going to have my exactly type of blood there wait for me. And that maybe could be helpful with on your app, and if the ambulance people can check it, or I don't know, just an idea with that.
Yeah, maybe that's what will happen. Consider that in the stage 4, stage 5, because in the first stage we have to let Chinese people know the basic things. You have to know the basic first aid skills when you are in emergency, not to save the other people on the street, let's say for your families, for your kids. So the first stage we will do that. But for the stage 4 or stage 5, it's worth to think about it.
And also, like in my understanding, every Chinese citizen has the hospital, like Medicare, with their own like a council or with their own organization or with the government organization support. So does it, like you guys will do anything to link it with that it will be pay per graph, but also can be covered by the Medicare or personal insurance, like in that way?
We are trying to connect the I think PICC. Have heard it before? Yes, you know, we in the stage 3 or stage 5 probably will introduce the community first responder, and probably we'll do make cooperations with the insurance companies to consider that. But for the Medicare, maybe we'll consider that later. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, our final startup pitching tonight is UCOT, so UCOT, who are an industrial internet startup leading globalization 5.0.
Hi guys, my name is Oscar. Before I start my presentation, I just want to ask that how many people have the experience to buy some products made in Australia and ship it to another country? Raise your hands. A lot of target customers. All right. I'm gonna start a sad history. You all heard the news that milk powder formula scandal happened in China in 2008, where 6 infants died, 300,000 babies got sick. And also, the vaccine scandal that happened not long ago. Every time things happen like this, caused a tsunami where everyone got sucked in. A well-reputable company collapsed in just one day. A local government lost its reputation very, very fast, which it all takes about decades to build in. And how can we make sure that never happen again? And that's why we have created UCOT Australia. Firstly, let's imagine a world where everything you eat or drink can be tracked from the paddle to plate. At UCOT Australia, we use the technology behind blockchain to follow produce through this entire supply chain. The aim is to find the sale of the entire counterfeit goods, and we help Australia to put in Australia at the forefront of this technology. Established in 2017, UCOT is an industrial internet startup leading the globalization 5.0. We're here to helping the brand enterprises to go beyond their limitation. We have built a platform based on the integration of next generation information, technology, and real economy, such as blockchain, IoT, and big data. And we currently heavily focus on the anti-counterfeiting, intelligent agriculture, and food traceability. We have been involved in pharmaceutical tracking, wine identification, and asset tracking, and cold chain logistics. We're cooperating with Coca-Cola, Sydney Fish Market, and COFO. I don't need to introduce the Coca-Cola and Sydney Fish Market, but the COFO is the largest state-owned food and oil company in China. We have won about dozens of awards across Australia and China, and recently our CEO Hubert just got back from China, winning the silver medal from one of the largest national-owned competition, where 1 million team got to participate in. Let's just look at the market. We have estimated about 40 billion bottles of wine produced in 2022, and also we have about, in the same year, 1.8 trillion yuan will be invested on the IoT industry. So it's a big market. Well, the blockchain IoT technology is very complex to use, I actually forgot to bring my stuff. Just 1 second. So when we talk about blockchain, we just talk and talk and talk. When's the first time you actually see something real related to blockchain so the customers can feel it in your hands? And this is the thing that you can feel in your hands. We made it very simple to use. So firstly, the manufacturer can put the chips inside of the item for sale. It could be a bottle, it could be a tin, it could be a package. While the item has moved, it brings out data about location or temperature to the cloud. And this data was stored in the blockchain and is well protected. And also, the most important, it's available in the real time. But how the customers and the producers to know exactly how things happen? That's why we create a chain of products. The U-Tracer, really, oh my God. Just give me 1 minute. I'll just finish the very quick. No, finish it up there. Thank you. Thank you.
Well done. Judges, questions.
Okay. Just put it here. So our founder is Victor Huang, entrepreneur who have multiple decades experience on the e-commerce. And John Baird is the former CTO of Deutsche Bank Oceania. And Victor Jiang is also the leading founder of a venture capital. And here's our team, Hubert Chu, and also awesome global marketer. And this is me, marketing manager of UK Australia, and also event manager of Sydney Blockchain Center. And just for the final view about the financial institute, we have raised about $4 million last year, and we have also signed 5 million term sheet this year. We don't need money. So what we need here, we need you. We need some young blood to join our company to spice things up. And that's it. Thank you. Yes, we do. A product line of UTMS e-tracker. E-tracker is for the customer, where you can download by your hands. Where you can download in your hands and actually scan the product, scan the chips on the tin, where everything of the product's information will be popped up. When and where has this product been made, and how the product's been scanned, how many times the product's been scanned, and the entire information will be uploaded into the blockchain. And also UTMS is for the manufacturer, where everything got located regular, like from the manufacturer to the warehouse storage to the distributor, etc. Thank you, Terry. Yes, I am. I used to study at the University of Canberra, and my role is about marketing. Thank you.
Well, well done to everybody for their presentations this evening. So this gets to the hard part where everyone needs to decide on which startup they feel is worthy of the People's Choice Award. So we've got a Slido account open. For those of you who haven't used this before, you simply go to sli.do, you input the hashtag code, which is IdeasFest, and then you will be able to vote for your favorite startup. Our judges are going to go away into a secure secret room for 15 minutes. Oh, indeed. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Terry, for reminding me. We have a last minute.
Sorry, guys. Thank you, Terry. This gentleman applied at the last moment to join this competition. And he was, we thought he was a bit late, but he thought he was early. And so I said to him, he's got 1 minute. to tell you about his startup. Go now, mate.
So I'm one of the founders at MCIC UNSW, and we are working on the Founders Launch Program. So you know how you are sitting in the lectures and you are having trouble understanding the lecture because the accent is too thick, or maybe English isn't your first language. So we have a solution for that. We have a web-based application that you can use during the class and during the lectures for reading real-time transcripts. What's more, while you are reading the transcripts, you can highlight and you can interact with the text, and as a lecturer, you would receive a feedback in real time. And so it is useful for the lecturers as well as the students, but what's in it for the universities? Well, the reputation of the university would be largely affected in a positive manner, of course. The university would be known for inclusive and accessible learning. Yeah.
Okay, now one question, my question. What is it you want from everyone?
Well, we are looking for technical expertise in terms of mentorship as well as founders. Because most of it, like we are design students, but we also have legal backing, legal support. But yeah, technical expertise is what.
I love this guy's hustle. Yeah.
Oh, so we are called Lecter, and we are doing the Founders Launch Program at UNSW.
Cool, Lecter. Thanks for the
Good work. Okay, back to get your Slater up. Vote for your favourite startup. Now, judges, you've got some time to deliberate. Would you like to?